一緒に高飛びするってのはこの男かい。
Game of Chance, which is a Ninkyo film, a Yakuza film. What is especially interesting in Game of Chance, aside from the fact of seeing a very young but already charismatic Sonny Chiba, is the relationship he has with his son, a son which he wants to raise the right way. He wants the best for him, and for that he has to confront his activity as a Yakuza, the people he is dealing with, and the relationship between him and his son, which is played by a very young Hiroyuki Sanada, is extremely touching, and that's really the emotional art of this film, and it's really one of his best dramatic performance because of this super touching relationship between him and Hiroyuki Sanada. The second film I really recommend is Memoirs of Japanese Assassins, directed by Sadao Nakajima. So a film which shows the very troubled political life of Japan during the Meiji and Taisho era, in which Sonny Chiba plays a much more weak character than what we are used to, a character who is confused, who is lost, and who is going to find in this political cause of the time a way forward in his life, and which would transform him into an assassin. One of the most interesting performances from Sonny Chiba when it comes to drama for a film which is also one of the very best from its director Sadao Nakajima. The third film is Yakuza Wolf, a very dark film where Sonny Chiba is trying to take revenge for the death of his family, and is going to suffer a lot in order to achieve his goal, but he's also going to make a lot of people suffer around him. A movie with some kind of spaghetti western vibe, very close to what Sergio Corbucci was doing with his Django, and with an interesting direction, dark atmosphere, weird angles, very creative. The beginning of Sonny Chiba as an anti-hero. So Yakuza Wolf, a very strong recommendation, one of the great gems of his career. The fourth recommendation is of course The Street Fighter. The Street Fighter is one of its most famous film ever. The time for Sonny Chiba to really embrace this anti-hero persona with also the karate being thrown, transforming him into an icon of the Japan action cinema with this karate master who has no moral standards, who is only selfish, cynical, and which is a joy to watch from the beginning to the end in a movie which is really emblematic of the exploitation trend in Japan of the time. And while in Street Fighter he was playing this kind of anti-hero, then we also have Shaolin Karate, which is the fifth recommendation of this selection, which is kind of the positive opposite of the Street Fighter, in which he's playing Doshinso, the founder of the Shoinji Kempo style, one of the best martial arts film made in Japan, with a much more positive message compared to a film like The Street Fighter, where the martial arts are shown in the positive light and are making society a better place, are helping people transform themselves and becoming a good person, and with also some really nice action scenes, some great display of his karate skills by Sonny Chiba. The sixth recommendation is Shogun Samurai. Kinji Fukasaku applied his expertise of Hitsurogu, of this realistic Yakuza film, to period historical film, and that's for a great mixed movie with a lot of charismatic characters, with high production value, and with Sonny Chiba Imperial playing Yakuza. He is just commanding in every scene he appears. The seventh must-see in Sonny Chiba filmography is GI Samurai, a story of time travel in which we have some super impressive battle scenes, in which we have an interesting take on the concept of time paradox, and we also have a very interesting development of the characters played by Sonny Chiba, Major Iba, who will embrace the value of the samurai when he is back in the Sengoku era, in the time of the Civil War in Japan. And so great production value, great story, and great performance, great character for Sonny Chiba, which makes a GI Samurai a must-see for any Chiba fan. And the last film to recommend is Shogun's Shadow, the last hooray for the Japan Action Club, the film in which they are able to show the most their mastery, to show their creativity, their skills when it comes to deliver action scenes, and with Sonny Chiba, who is the final boss and who clearly shows that he is the boss of Japanese action cinema in general. He was, he is, and he will probably remain for the decades to follow.